Okay, this is my 24 4Runner. It's a little over a year old and it's got about 14,558 miles, right? So there's two things I want to do with it really quick today. One is going to be I'm going to change the cabin air filter. That's pretty straightforward. Now, what I'm going to use is a little bit different. This is part number 87139-50100 cabin air filter. Now you're like, okay, well, is that the right one? It's actually a different air filter. It is a charcoal air filter. Excuse me while I remove it from its box. And what you're gonna see here is the element is charcoal. So what I'm taking out is gonna be the regular one that's all white. This is more a Lexus part, but a lot of the same systems were usable on a Lexus versus a Toyota. And one of the premium things on Lexuses were that they have the charcoal canister. So, you know, if you have a charcoal air filter in your home, or, you know, your furnace, your air filter, your, you know, air filtration system in your house, generally the charcoal is a little more premium. So that's what this is. So this is the same size and everything as the regular one, but again, it is, you can take a look at that, 87139-50100 cabin air filter. So this is pretty straightforward. What I'm going to do here is there are two little tabs right there. You push them down at the same time and you put that forward, and then you remove the container that holds that in place, and you get the filter out, and we are ready to go. So let me stop the camera, go over here, and the other thing I'm going to do is change and check the main air filter for the engine. Now at 15,000 miles, it might be okay, but it's not going to be brand new. But I'm going to change it anyway because it's, you know, once a year. I'm going to change the wiper blades. In another video, I got to get them because I'm going to get the actual wiper blades, not the whole assembly. So I'll replace just the blades themselves and keep the original assemblies in there. There's a difference because you can just change the easy on kind of thing, but it's not the same as getting new blades on there. And I have to go to the dealership and see if they have them. Otherwise, I'll order them from a parts dealership that can ship them to me. So I'll look those up. I'll do that in a separate video, but I'm going to change the cabin air filter and check the underhood air filter and see if it's any good. Regardless, I'm going to replace it. It's not that much money, and it's all done at the same time. Ease of counting with me is probably the best thing, because you you forget, oh, I did this, but I didn't do that. So we're going to do both at the same time. So, okay, this would be much easier if I wasn't filming it, but all you do is push down on that one, push down on that one. Actually, it's not that bad. So there's your cover. It's real easy. Take out. Then there's this where you push in there and you push in here. And there's an inner cover. Then there is your filter. Now take a look at this. You notice it gives you the direction, just like your furnace filter in your house. You want to use the direction of what's going on, up arrow. So check that out. So I'm going to pull this out, and you're going to say, wow, that looks just like what you took out. The deal is here. Let's get it outside. This was white when, see, the outside there was all white. So this is dirtied a lot in the 1 year of driving. So I'll pop the other one off out of the bag and show you the difference. Also, what I'm going to do is I got a clean cloth and I dampened this end, and I'm just going to wipe down any dust in there. It doesn't look like there's any issues in there, but I've actually had it in the past where on my 21 4Runner where there were leaves and such in there, and you know, I went through, and so I'm just kind of reaching down in there. I don't feel anything, so I'll just quickly wipe it down, see if there's any dust, and get it taken care of. All right, gonna take this out of the plastic bag. What's interesting with this is, of course, there's instruction manual, but there's something different here. If it doesn't blow away, it's 70 degrees here today, it's nice and windy, but if you take a look here, it has a little maintenance sticker that I can put on that door there, showing when you clean it and replace it. So I just replace. I'll just put the same miles on there. So right now 14.5. I will just probably put the date on there. Generally, it's not so much mileage for me, it's more a function of time. Now, you take a look. Again, they look identical, don't they? Except, like I said, this was, if you can look in the end, see how white that was? This is just charcoal, and it is much more substantial. This thing is very light, and there's some little leaves in there. Get rid of those. But this feels very tissue paper thin. This feels much more substantial. And as you see on here, you have your same directions: up, replace only, do not service. So there is no cleaning of this, it's replace. And it's pretty straightforward. So what I'm gonna do, take my cloth here real quick, wipe down in here. There's nothing really too much in here. It's very clean. And I apologize, trying to tape this. Anyway, so again, see, it shows you, see how it has the ups thing? It is pretty easy to not mess this up, but there is a direction for that, so just be cognizant of that. So just inserted the piece in there, and again, this one's side by side. Okay, that's good. And then simply click. So I will put this sticker in place and I'll write down on it. There's one other thing in here which I find is interesting on here. Warning, set the air conditioning system to recirculated air. I don't know what that's all about. I don't always do that, but a lot of the times I do. So I'll place these stickers in the little window there as a reminder. But that's a pretty easy job. If I hadn't been yammering about it, I wouldn't have to worry about it. So this is the other one. This is your under hood. This is the main air filter element, and part number 17801-38051 air filter element. Okay, here is the main air intake. So your air filters here. This is a brand new one. It's a Denso model, part number 17801-38051. So Toyota Denso, authentic part, made in Japan. So you clip off here, here, here. Oh yeah, and here. So they're real easy, see that? So you lift up on here and take this out. You can see, same number. Okay, so at 15,000 miles, it's not terrible, but in the interest of clean, not clean, changed that one in the cabin air filter at the same miles. So I'll write it down. It keeps it easier for me to remember maintenance at yearly intervals, 5,000 mile intervals, just the less intervals of different things, the better. So I'm gonna put this one in real quick after I wipe down any dust and dirt in here. And that literally took 20 seconds. So there's your air filter put back in here. And then in here is your cabin filter I showed you. Interestingly enough, they have these maintenance stickers, but they also have this and maintenance interval. I don't know if this matches up completely with the owner's manual. USA, all areas, cleaning. But remember, it says do not clean. This is replaced in 15,000 miles. But, you know, severe service, I would say about half that. You just check it. So if you're in a really dusty area, you have a lot of dust storms like this time of year can happen in like Texas, whatever, I just check it and find out. But I'm going to put this on. I'll fill in the mileage. I'll put it on there as a reminder. And it's pretty easy. These filters, I think it's about $50 some total for, you know, both filters. But like I said, this is a more premium filter on it than for the cabin air filter, and then it's the regular Denso for that. But yeah, could I gotten away with the one under hood for a little longer? Probably. But why? I mean, you change the oil every 5,000 miles in one of these. I know they call for every 10,000 or whatever, but you know, it's my vehicle. Ultimately, at some point, it will not be under warranty, and I'd rather have every possibility of keeping it in as good a shape as possible. You see, in less than a year, I put like almost 15,000 miles on this vehicle. It's going to slow down now it's the summer because I'll be driving that and some other things, my old cars around. But, you know, this thing can, that's really from June 1st when I started driving this in earnest until now, which is mid-March, that it accrued 15,000 miles. So, you know, it can do it really well. And what I'll do is I'll replace those wiper blades. I'll do a separate video on that. And I think I'm going to get motivated to change out all the LEDs. These right here are bare to change, to remove them. So I got some grippy gloves that I'll have to get. If I can get those two out, then I'm going to do all of them. Because, you know, like in here, the door, the light there. Yeah, so that they're pretty easy. Then I'm going to do the under hatch lights in the back, and then also the backup lights. And the nice thing about the backup lights is it improves the functionality of your backup camera because it's more lit up back there. So I do miss that from my 2021, which I had done it too. Okay, I'm going to try and change these out. This is a pry bar. It's like a non-marring pry bar. The weaker ones will bend on there. You just wedge this in here and you gently pop it out. You just work through it and just patient. It'll come out and get it out of here, and you'll see the bulb in here. This is the trickiest one to me because it is the one that it's where it's sitting up in here. It's a bit of a bear. So I have a rubber glove with a grip on it, and I'm gonna try to get this out. If not, I'm not gonna mess with this one right now because they can crack and break, and they're a pain in the butt to get out. So I'm gonna try to get this one out real quick. And this is the goofiest one. This is the one they never kind of tell you is a bear to get on any of the videos. So I'm gonna stop this, try to get this one out, and then you put in the LED to it right there. So let me try. Okay, I swapped out this one, and that's the original one in here. So with not a cover on them, I'm going to open them up. You can see the difference between LED and incandescent. So these are the trickiest ones. So I'm going to get this one out, being very careful. I got grippy gloves, very thin latex gloves. No powder on them, grippy, patient, and get them out of there. This is the biggest pain in the rear of these. So I'm gonna get the other one out, and then I'm gonna swap that out. Then I gotta do the door panels down here, which are right here, and I have to do my overhead light, the back panels, and I think I ordered the kit for the rear valence on here. So the backup light, or the lights that light up your license plate, which really make it a little nicer. So like I said, I got this one already. So we have that, and we have incandescent. I mean, I know it's what we use for years, but this just gives it a more modern look. So I'm gonna get this one and keep going on. Okay, I decided to wash the vehicle after all this. I wasn't even planning on putting those LED lights in, but I went ahead and I washed it. Just quickly get all that dirty, salty rain that it got in one morning on Saturday on it. So what I did on here is, you know, this is the second vehicle I've done the LED upgrade on. My 21 4Runner had it. But if you take a look on here, I learned a lot from that. I'm going to post a link to the video for Diode Dynamics. That's the company that you saw. I bought their product for the LEDs. They have a really good video that you can watch step-by-step how to install on here. I will tell you, the biggest thing is those front map lights on there. But you can see the brightness, the difference on this vehicle with the LED lights on it. In addition, those two lights above the license plate frame are now LED, slightly dimmer than the ones on the inside, but that's what it calls for. They'll tell you exactly what you need for the kit. And if you buy the kit all together, you get everything, which makes it easier. So then your interior lights here, your tailgate lights have it as well. And the one thing is why you want to watch this video that they did is that it shows you all the tricks. You have to push on the one edge to drop down the whole, assembly on there. And there's little tricks so you don't break something. And it's very easy to break stuff, So luckily I didn't. On my 21 4Runner, when I was putting those map lights in, I cracked one of the bulbs. And that was a mess. I had to go to my friend who has a shop and have it removed and taken care of. The video that I was telling you about, they say in this video to put a little bit of tape on it. Now that's painter's tape. It's not the strongest thing in the world. I used really grippy gloves. You could probably use a little bit of a better tape, and it was just enough to get it a little bit loose so that I can finesse it out and get it taken care of. That's the one trick that you really got to watch for on here. But you see your vanity mirrors, your overhead lights. There's my old 4Runner, the Barcelona red one. But it just lights everything up so nice, so easy. It looks so modern. It should have come on these to begin with, but it didn't. Looking in here, I still have to put the little reminder tag of when the service was done on those filters. But remember, it's like once a year to check it out on there. It just makes it easier. You saw how dirty that thing got in 1 year, 15,000 miles. Now on here, these are LED low and high beams. Those fog lights are extra, like a heavier duty LED. There's two different kind of LED fog lights, and they're standard on the Pros, that heavier duty one. So you can blind someone very easily with this vehicle. The headlights are properly aimed. I don't run the fog lights a lot because it really does, it can throw a lot of light. It's a really well lit vehicle, but it's a little tall, and those low beams, sometimes people think you have your high beams on. So just to be, if you have one of these, I'm sure you know that. But the light this is throwing down, the light it throws when you open the door and your puddle lights there come on, it's just, I missed having this on my 21. I sold that a year ago. And I really missed having the brightness in on here. All in all, this has been a pretty easy modification on here. The two maintenance things are pretty straightforward. This is a once, ownership kind of thing doing this, and it's super easy. Just take your time, watch that video. And again, if you're not comfortable doing it, you can get someone to do it, but you can do this. This is pretty straightforward. Like I said, the fog lights, or not the fog lights, the map lights are your biggest bear. Everything else, you just have to see the trick. So I will post a link in the description of this video to that really good video from Diode Dynamics where I purchased these. And it just, it's something I can't better their video, nor should I. So go watch that video and take a look on there. I think they sell them for all kind of other vehicles, but they sell like a complete kit for all this. So, I finally have, after 1 year ownership, I bought this kit like a year ago and I just didn't have the time to mess with it. I didn't make the time to mess with it. So, but you can see how that just goes. And so I'll shut the door here. The timer will switch these off, and there we go. And it's just so bright. So, in summary on here, 2 maintenance things, 1 upgrade. This is the main upgrade I've been wanting to do for a long time. And it took it took less than an hour to do it. The most labor you're going to have on there is making sure you get those front 2 map lights out. I cannot stress that enough. Don't rush. You might want to wrap it with something like a duct tape. So when you pull that, it just makes it and gives you like a little handle to get that off there. That painter's tape really wasn't as good as what you need. You need a really thin rubber glove too, that you get nothing contaminating the bulbs. And I don't think you can probably do that with LEDs, but it's better to not even worry about it. So here we are. Fully looking like a 21st century vehicle with LED lights on here. And I will tell you, I'm just happy with the results. I haven't done a 4Runner video in a while, but this is the 4Runner video I really wanted to do. So it's clean, it's ready to go. I'm going to do a better video of detailing, cleaning it after the salt is really gone in about a month off the road. I'm going to pressure wash underneath it, and you'll see just how clean it looks and just how nice it looks. And you will see why, if you live in the north, you need to have that fluid film on there. Hopefully you will do it. It'll keep it looking nice for years and years to come. This vehicle gets 15,000 miles a year. It's not babied, but it is one heck of a nice vehicle. And things like this just make it a little bit more, easier to live with on a day-by-day basis. Those lights, you notice the difference between the incandescent and the LEDs. So anyway, I really do appreciate you watching. Reach out to me with any questions on there. Check out that video on the installation from Diode Dynamics. And, the part number is for that cabin air filter for the charcoal is, go back, check that out. I went over it twice in there, and it just makes it that much easier. So, hey, thank you so much. Have a great day. Like and subscribe.